Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 2101A, and today's date is February 19th, 2020, and the title of the episode is The Globalist Days Are Numbered. Trump is Changing the Global Economic Landscape. Now, before we get started, let's talk about investing. With global stock markets gaining $17 trillion in value in 2019 alone, global stock markets have been on a torrid run in 2019. Trade Genius over the last 30 days has netted its traders nearly 91% on their money from spot-on stock and crypto trades. Their binary option program overall record is now 168 wins with 12 losses. Right now through the month of February, you can save over 40% off their bundled specials and use promo code Valentine's for a whopping 40% off all non-bundled items. Check out TradeGeniusAcademy.com. Tell them X22 Report sent you. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, as we know, Trump, he appeared twice at the UN. And during his speeches, he told the world that the globalist system, their days are numbered. They don't have a future. Why did he say this? Why was he speaking to the globalists, the central bankers? They're all part of the same plan. He's letting them know that since he came into his presidency, his mission was to get rid of everything they have done, everything that they set up, all the trade agreements, all the organizations, you name it, he's reversing all of it. And he's changing the global landscape. And there's nothing they can do to stop him. He's already changed quite a bit. And now with this new event in China, manufacturers, businesses, those individuals that were part of the globalist system, they are now looking at this and saying, you know something? Maybe we shouldn't be in this one singular supply chain. Maybe we should have bilateral trade deals, and maybe we should not stay in China. Companies now are saying, hey, we need to move our facilities someplace else because we can't be caught in this situation again. Instead of having all their eggs in one basket, let's spread it out. Let's decentralize. Let's have many different trade deals. Let's have many different avenues. And this is what Trump has been doing from the beginning. And countries are now catching on, and they are doing what he is doing. Look at the UK. Look at Australia. Look at many of the other nations. They're all doing the same thing. They're following what Trump is doing. And once the Brexit completely happens with the UK, you're going to see many other countries do exactly that. Why? Because look what Trump has done to the economy. Remember when Obama brought us out of this Great Recession and he had the Recovery Act? Now, we talked about that before. But they told us, and I'm talking about they, the mainstream media and everyone else told us, you might as well get used to this. Wages are never going to go up. The GDP is going to be exactly where it is. And you might as well get used to this lifestyle. You're going to be in debt. You're not going to make any more money. Companies are going to continually move out of the country. And this is what you need to get used to. The mainstream media has been telling us this. What is Trump's message in regards to the economy? We can do better. We can have higher wages. We can have manufacturing. We can have production. We can have jobs. The GDP numbers can go to the moon. The market can continually rise. His message is very, very different. And his other message is the best is yet to come. While he's doing all of this, telling us that our future is going to be incredible, he's trying to nominate, or he has nominated, he's trying to get these individuals in on the Federal Reserve Board seats. I mean, look at the economy today. Now, I know this is a central bank economy. He has to play within their rules. He just couldn't switch it over. There was no infrastructure. There was nothing there that he could just say, you know something? Buy central bank. And now we have what? They destroyed the U.S. So Trump, he had to play within the rules. Believe me, I think he wanted to come out and say, this whole thing's a scam. We've been living in an illusion. But he couldn't do it. It would destroy too many people. And there was nothing to transition into. What economy? Remove the central bank, what do we have? Not much. Why? Because the globalists, the central banks, they've been destroying the U.S. economy for a very long time. And it was done on purpose. Trump has been reversing all this. Actually, in his tweet about Obama, he said he reversed everything that they have done. And now we're winning. If you look at the central bank economy that he's building right now, and I don't mean this is the transitional economy, I mean he's building it up so this way it stays operational long enough for him to build us that transitional economy. If you look at housing, if you look at everything that's going on, because he's continually lowering rates and pushing stimulus, he's created an illusionary, or kept the illusionary economy chugging along. He has to do this for a specific period of time because he needs the time to build the transitional economy. While this is happening, look what Trump and his administration have done so far. They've changed quite a bit. They got rid of a lot and they renegotiated quite a bit. And this all had to be done. Now, the central banks, the globalists, they're very worried about all of this. They tried all their events. Nothing's going to work. They're not going to bring down the U.S. economy. Because when you have an economy that is built and run for the people, and you actually have real trade deals, you actually have deals that will benefit the U.S., and you remove taxes, regulations, and everything else, anything that the central bank, the globalists, try to throw at it, it's just going to bounce off. This is not a central bank system anymore in the United States. Yes, around the globe, they still have it, where they can just bring it down at any moment. Soon, as Trump continually builds the new transitional economy, it is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. This is why he's saying the best is yet to come. And once he reaches a point where it is strong enough to resist anything the central bank, anything the globalists can do to it, this is when you're going to see things really change. Trump right now has renegotiated so many deals that the globalist system, it is dying off. He's changing the global landscape with trade. He has to. And the central banks, they're very nervous. Actually, we had Yellen out there now. She's a former Fed president. And she is out there saying, listen, if we're in another crisis, or when another crisis hits, the Fed should be able to purchase stocks, even though we know that that's not part of our mandate and it's illegal for the Fed to do that. Well, we know that the Fed has been doing many different things that are not within their mandate, that are illegal for them to do. Now, why did she mention this? Because they can't figure out how to stop this. They know there's going to be a crisis coming. They know it's going to be blamed on them. And they don't have an event to cover it up. Remember, it's all about the cover-up. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about not having it. Because if they don't have the cover, they're exposed. And she's saying maybe we should follow the Bank of Japan playbook. Maybe we should buy stock because we know there's going to be another crisis. And what are we going to do to make sure that the whole system goes down? Now, doesn't go down. I do believe that Trump and the Patriots, they've been setting the entire system up on purpose because they know eventually there's going to be a crisis. There's going to be a crisis not of the U.S. economy. There's going to be a crisis of the central bank globalist system. That's where the crisis is going to lay. He's been setting it up where they're going to have to explain why their system is failing, why they can't help it, why they don't have any tools to combat it. This is part of what he's doing here. This is why he's continually pointing at the Fed, pointing at the other central bank systems, pointing at the globalists and telling the globalists there is no future. Because once that crisis hits, and it will hit it hit before the election? No, it's going to hit after the election. Once he's confident enough that the system that he's creating is there, built, ready to go, because he's going to let the crisis unfold. And the central bank will have no tools left to fight it. Think about what he's done so far. He's pushed stimulus once again. They didn't want to do this because they would need stimulus later on. They didn't allow the Fed to raise rates because one way of combating a crisis is to lower rates very, very quickly. Now Trump has them dropping rates. What are they going to do to combat it? Go to negative territory? Is that really going to work? No. He's going to bring them to that territory and they'll have no place to go. This is all a setup. And once the central bank can't do anything, he's going to turn around and say, I have the answer. Why don't we get rid of the central bank? Because we have this new system that we built. It's bilateral trade agreements, deregulation. We cut a lot of the taxes. We brought manufacturers back. Why don't we try it without the central bank system? We don't need them. We don't need them to create currency. And let the markets do what they do best. It would be an open and free market. Let them adjust. And what do you think is going to happen? Once the market understands that Trump has built a system where we can produce, manufacture goods, trade goods, and people are making a good living, and we're creating currency without interest. The market is going to adjust in favor of the U.S. Other countries are going to look at this and say, we want the same thing. Now, do I think this is going to happen before the election? No. This is going to have to happen after the election. But the setup is happening right now. They're preparing for what is coming. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.